Welcome to iGindis online multiplayer tutorial. You have the option for the hot seat to play from the same device, same computer, same mobile that you are using, and we added the online option. Here you can create worlds or join to existing worlds and test your leadership skills against players from around the world. So let's first go to create a world. In this screen you can create your world. Let's start. Select how many human players. You can select from 2 players to 8 players. And for this example I will select 5 players. You can also see more information about the world creation in the top right icon. Let's select the AI aggressiveness and select the turn time. As you can see, there is different kind of turn time options, and it's mean how much time each player can play. It's the maximum time. For example, if I select 6 hours, so each player have maximum 6 hours to play his turn. Once the 6 hours pass and the player didn't play, the turn will skip to the next player automatically. So let's, for this example, I select 24 hours, and of course in the future we will add more turn times options. Select scenario and the option to select win conditions. In the win conditions, you can select when the game will end. For example, if you select 7 countries conquest, so when the first country will conquer 7 countries, the game will end, and these countries will nominate as the winner. Or you can select turn limit. For example, 24 turn limits. It's after the turn 24, the game will end, and the winner will be the leader with the most score in the game. Or there is the option, the last player that survives from the humans will win. So in this case, I will select this option. Select if you want to play with nuclear, biological, and chemical warheads in the game. I select not allowed, and I will act. You can enter password to the world, and if you will do it, only the friends and family you will send them the world ID can find the world and enter into it. The world will not be visible to other players from around the world, and only to the players that you will send them the password and the world ID. So let's enter a password. For this example, you can see the password is clear and you can start the game. When you enter to this screen of the world gateway that you will wait all the other players to join, you can see here that you have the option to select your country that you play with. Once you select it, it will be only once and you cannot change your country after. Here on the right corner you can see the world information, how many players joined, and you can see that we're waiting for the other players to join. As world creator, if you will click on the top right icon, it will allow you to delete the world. If you join to the world and you are not the world creator, if you click on the top icon, top right icon, it will allow you to leave the world. It's recommended not to delete the world if there are players inside, because it can hurt your reputation. Let's select my country, and for this example I will select, let's say, Brazil. Okay, so I will play as Brazil. The system automatically will refresh the screen data every 30 seconds, but it's recommended not to stay in the screen once you created the world, And if you define in the online game settings, in the notifications, your email, and you define to get emails once the turn is your turn has arrived, so you will also get email once all the players join to the world, and you can click as a game world creator to click to start the game. Only the world creator can start the game. You can refresh the world data by exit, and by clicking continue playing you will see the worlds that you're playing in. So now I will pause the game and I will join with my other players to show you how it's working. You can see that all the players join, and you can see here the world ID. The world ID is unique for each world, and you can send it to your friends and family to join into it. In the screen, you can see in every player that join the option to kick the player if you are not pleased with this player. Also, for each player in the left corner, you can see information on every player. For example, this second player is Joe the Great from Canada. So if I click on the information on him, I can see information about this player, where he's from, what language he's playing in, more information like how many wins, draw, lost, the player rank, leadership skills, and reputation. Also, you can send a friend invite, and you can become friends, and this way you can invite him to your worlds in the future. You can see here at the top icon to get more information about this screen. Important about reputation: if you play in the game, don't miss turns, because it can be hurt your reputation, and less player will want to play with you. Let's say example. Let's go to Boris from Russia. You can see that he plays in Russian, and Salman from Egypt play in Arabic. As you can see, there is also Wang Li from China who play in Chinese. So there are a variety of players from around the world, and each player is in his language. So it means that system automatically translate the game to your language that you play with. Once all the players join, you can, as the world creator, click start the game. The system will automatically create the game, and you can see that you are now in the game lobby. You can see the time countdown, and let's go on the options here. The first player that play, it's the world creator, it's me. I play as Brazil, and you can see the option for me to click to play, and once I click on it, I can play in my turn. You can see, of course, the information about the players, the same as we did before. And for each player, you can also contact personally and send him translated message. For example, let's contact Wang Li from China and send him private message. I can send him translated message, and he will get the message in Chinese. And for me, everything appears in English. So let's say to him, let's please send covert attacks on the country, and I can select the country. Okay, and let's say to him to send covert attacks on, let's say, Greece or Germany. Okay, just for the example. So Wang Li, I will send him private message to send covert attacks on Germany. Once you send the message, it will appear for him over here as unread message, and you can send only one message every time, and once the leader read the message, you can send him again message. And here in the top right icon, you can see all the messages that you got from other players, and you can filter them by right click on the icon at the top on messages options. You can see unread messages, read messages, and messages that you sent. Let's go back. Also, you can, in case you don't pleased with the result in the game, you can click I surrender, and you will, in this case, will be lost. Also, if in case all the other player lost and only you left, and you don't want to continue the game until you accomplish the win conditions, so will appear for you here the option call for a draw, and it means that if you click on it, all the players marked as a draw, and the lost, if they case they lost, it will removed and it will be as a draw, and no score will be given to all the players in the game. Let's now click and play. I play as Brazil, and as you can see, all the options are regular, same as the single player: to buy weapons, send spy, war options, diplomacy, United Nations, technology, all the options the same as the single player. And once I pass the turn, it will pass to the next player after me. In case, let's say, the player after me lost, so the system automatically will pass it to the next player until no players will stay, or until the turn will end. In case the turn time ends, automatically the system will pass it to the next player also. The turn will be initiated when the last human player playing. It means in our case, number 5, Wang Li, if he will play, the turn will be initiated and the AI will do all the calculations and the turn number will be increased. In case the last human player lost, the system will calculate based on the player before it. In our case, if Wang Li lost, so Boris, when he will end the turn, the system will initiate the AI calculations and the turn number will be increased. Important to know about the turn time, that when it's end and the player didn't play in his turn, the system will automatically skip the turn to the next player and will mark the player as skip. When the player will have 3 turn skips in a row, the system will mark him as a lost. In case you enter to the game after 2 turn skips, for the example, and play in your turn, the system will reset the turn skip that you had. So better not to lose your turn and play in your time. The turn time that you set, it's the max time that player can play. For the example, if you'd set 6 hours turn time for every player, so every player can play maximum time 6 hours in his turn. When the 6 hours will pass, the turn will be skipped to the next player in case the player didn't play. This is how the system works. So let's do it now. I will do like a simulation that all the player lost and I win in the game. Okay, to show you what happened. Okay, so I mark in the system that all the other player lost and only me stay as last win, stay as last player, and I click continue playing the world, and you can see that all of them lost, and for me the option is to call it as a draw. And as you can see here, if the turn didn't finish and I just need to pass the turn, that the system will mark me as a winner. So I click to play, pass turn, and automatically the system marked me as the winner and recorded the game in the history. You can see the score for each player and more information about them. And if I go back here, you can see the game in the history. Well, if you can click one of the icons here, in the left or in the right, in the history, you can see the world information that was recorded. If you click on the leaderboard, you can see players list, and you can see how many total players playing in the online gaming. You can see the information, basic information on them, and if you can click on them, you can see more information about them and send them friend invite. The other option is to join to a world, and you can search world by many definitions. For this example, I don't have active worlds, but if I click here, you can see all the worlds that are available. Search by world ID, search by player number. If you want to find player, let's say your friend that play in a world, you can find it. You can search by number of human players, scenario, turn time, and win conditions. You can have many filters that you can search with. And let's go on online settings. Important to know that some of the options here will not appear for PC players. For example, the option to connect the player and the player ID. In online settings, you can see here your nickname. For now, it's random, and in the future, we will add option to update it. You can see how many wins, loss, draw, your rank, and how many friends you have. The player rank is updated every day based on the player score. So you can see your rank, world rank, based on your achievements in the game. Let's click on the friends list. And here you can see a list of friends that sent you friendship, waiting to be approved, or friendship that you send to other players. In case that you, let's say, change device and you want to change the player number, so you can connect it with your email, and this way you can load your information, the token information, from the old device to the new device. And let's click on the notification settings. You can define email to get notifications in case that's your turn to play, or in case all the players join to the world and it's ready to start the game. Or it's like in the future we will add options to invite you to a world if you marked a friend, so you can get notifications also about this. You can see here more information in the icon and read about it more. The system will send you one-time notification, and until you will not enter to the game, it will not send you another notification. You can mark what option you want to get. If you mark the first option, for example, get all type of notifications, it will also send you the notification about the turn play, and also in case all the players join to the game, they will send you notification that all the players join and the game ready to start. In case the default, it's don't get notification for all the players. Let's enter an email and let's show you the process. So the system now send me email to the email that I defined, and I will pause it 1 second and show you the email that I got. This is the kind of email you will get. The verification link, it's good for only 24 hours, and after it's automatic deleted. So you will need to click on it and activate your email. In case you didn't get this email, please check the spam folder and that your email is well defined in the system. Once I will click on it, I will show you what the system will show you. I click on the link and you can see that I get the status verified, and what you need to do now in the game, it's exit from the game and re-enter to the game to the notification screen. I will show you how it looks like now. So I re-enter to the game, click notifications, and you can see that the emails is defined, and the default option, it's don't get notifications. It's selected. So if you click to, let's say, get all types of notifications, it will show you that it's selected, and you will get email once it's your turn to play. I will show you example what type of emails you can get now. So 1 minute, I pause it. You can get, for example, email like this, that it's your turn to play in a specific game, your player ID, the world ID, and what turn number is. You don't need to reply to this email. It's automatic email from the system, and in case you reply, we will not get the email. If you want to contact us, it's of course our email, contact@gindis.com. Another kind of email that you can get from us, it's this kind of email that the game name start play, that the world is created, is now full, and you can join to start the game as the world creator. So you can, this is also a type of email you can get from us, and this way you can know that all the players join and the world is ready to play. We hope that you will enjoy the online multiplayer and that you will improve your leadership skills and you will find many friends from around the world. Our goal is that everybody can play in our game with no language barrier, and we wish you good luck to be the top player in the world ranking.